Yo, what is up? My name is Jacob. You may know me as JacobFoods. If you followed me on Instagram or follow me on any other social media pages, you may also know that I'm dealing with having my accounts taken down by Meta. And because of this, I had a lot of followers. I had a lot of dedicated fans. So people are starting to post about it on Reddit, also on Instagram, on TikTok. A lot of people are celebrating it because, yes, I did have haters, but more so people who were with me who are upset by what has happened, as I am also upset by it because it kind of sucks. But I saw this post on Reddit about 5 days ago. It was on the r/vegan subreddit, even though I am not a vegan, but I believe I can provide some context because there's a lot of people kind of wondering what happened and speaking outside of me, saying their own takes on it. So kind of wanted to read through this and answer some of the things that people were commenting about and just give some more context because the whole situation's kind of confusing and weird, and I figured I might as well walk through it. So this one is titled "Nutrition Influencer Banned from Instagram for Just Posting About Trying Different Plant-Based Proteins." So yeah, I kind of built my page off of posting. It started out with more educational, debunking misinformation, just general nutrition knowledge, stuff that I was learning when I was in school, getting my degree in dietetics, just trying to help people learn the same things that I was learning, the more fundamental information. And through doing that, through debunking misinformation to the best of my ability, I started getting, some haters, people who didn't really like the things that I was posting because it was going against what they were posting. That was what built a lot of my page, was kind of based on that. There was a lot of controversy around seed oils and what I said, the research said, and carnivore diets, all that kind of stuff. But more recently, I started something called the Soy Boy Chronicles because I had been trying to eat more plant-based. Not a vegan, not even a vegetarian, but this whole series was mainly just me trying a bunch of different plant-based proteins instead of animal proteins, and making the point that you don't have to be a vegan to eat more plant-based. Like, it doesn't have to be this whole thing. You can just do it because you want to. And that was kind of where I was at, because I do believe that there are health benefits to eating more plant foods rather than animal foods, at least to some degree. So I wanted to try them out and kind of take people along that journey. And now, because I did that, there were a lot of people who are big meat eaters that were not happy with that. And they were leaving a lot of negative comments, making reactions. I was getting a lot of threatening DMs, people saying that I'm trying to harm others by promoting people to try eating things like tofu and seitan, tempeh. It was ridiculous. It was completely unwarranted. And I think a lot of the people who watch my content, or a lot of people who were exposed to my content, and more recently, were absolutely dumbfounded by the amount of hate that I would get in my comment sections for saying pretty baseline, normal things about nutrition. Like, hey, if you have a little less saturated fat, you might be a little healthier. Or, hey, maybe you should focus on getting some fiber in. Or, hey, calories exist and you can use those to adjust the percentage of body fat on your body. People really did not like that because people are very misinformed. And because of that, they felt that I was attacking them personally by saying things that they disagreed with. And that led to most of my posts being completely inundated with comments from people who disagree with me and people who very strongly had different things to say about the topics that I was discussing. That's a little bit of background about this, but this goes on to say, so this US-based nutrition influencer, JacobFoods, got his Instagram deleted by Meta for terrorism and spreading false information. So the ban was for terrorism. It was specifically calling me, it said I was in the group of dangerous individuals and organizations. That includes praising a terrorist attack, supporting violence against groups of people, or human trafficking. Those were the reasons that I was banned, which is just ridiculous. If you want to see the things that I was posting, everything that I posted on Instagram, except for maybe a few carousel posts and story posts, are on my TikTok. I cross-posted across both platforms. So some of the people in here didn't really know who I was. So I'd say if you're kind of in that boat, I would go check out the TikTok if you want to then be the judge yourself to see if maybe I am a terrorist. But the ban was so ridiculous that it was just insane. And the big issue with this is usually what Meta has told me from me talking to them is accounts can get banned either from an AI reporting something wrongly or from someone reporting you and a human reviewing it at Meta and saying that yes, this is indeed a correct ban. So what happened with me is they did not even give me the option to appeal, meaning my account was just taken down and they said, all right, bye, you're gone, which is troubling. And really, all that could mean is, one, my account had been banned before, actually, for CSE. I'm not going to say that in the video, but you can look that up and figure out if you also think my content did that, but it absolutely didn't. It was banned 2 times, which I appealed and got my account back. So the options were, or the choices, the things that could have happened were that because I'd been banned so many times, the option to appeal had just disappeared, or someone at Meta genuinely did review the ban and say, yes, this is correct, which if that were the case, then that is a problem because it was not correct and nothing I would have posted could have warranted that. He has a degree in dietetics and is a former carnivore/primal bro. I have a master's degree in dietetics, a bachelor's degree in food and nutrition from the same university. And yes, I was going down the carnivore primal pipeline. I never was a true carnivore. It was more so like meat and fruit and honey for a while. And primal bro being like, yeah, I avoided anything processed. I avoided bread. I avoided anything with seed oils or artificial ingredients. I was that way for about a year. It was extremely damaging to my mental health and my physical health. And because of that, I actually went to school to learn about this stuff because I wanted to figure out what was actually good for me. And I came out of it a much happier and healthier person. He started making a series of trying different plant-based proteins while he transitions his diet to be more cruelty-free, as I kind of talked about. You know, even though I'm not vegan, I talked about how you don't have to be vegan just to want less animals to die, and it's like, it's okay. You know, there's a lot of masculinity attached to eating meat and eating things that had to be hunted and killed, even though you're probably not the one hunting or killing them. But I was like, you know, you can still be a man and care for animals that are vulnerable and did not want to be bred or killed to be eaten. And you can do that still without being a vegan because we're all on our own different life trajectories. That was the content I was making. Jacob also makes content that criticizes the carnivore diet. Yep, that was a huge part of what sort of was the upbringing of my page. He earned a lot of respect with the vegan community on Insta for being open-minded and non-biased. He has a lot of beef, pun intended, with certain right-wing wellness and carnivore influencers that have a bigger audience than he does. I think he only had like 200K. I had 250K across platforms, 171K on Instagram, and there were a lot of the more primal guys that I have beef with. I corrected their videos using evidence, if that can be considered beef. Him just posting about trying tofu, seitan, and vegan nuggets, etc. got him banned for those reasons I stated. Either 1, the carnivores mass reported him, or 2, the meat and dairy industry used their connects to get his account banned. So yes, the ban did correspond with these videos that I was posting. It also happened pretty shortly after I started posting videos about the new nutrition guidelines and my takes on them. I said that they were very contradictory and there were things that did not add up, and I had several criticisms. I critiqued Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I critique his right-hand man, pretty much, Paul Saladino, who's another carnivore guy. I talk about them a lot because I believe that they're causing a lot of harm and they're not really qualified for their job. And that did align with the time that I got banned for terrorism. Who's to say what really happened, but that is the time that it happened. And either the carnivores mass reported him, again, even if they did, someone would have to review it and say that was true, or the meat and dairy industry used their connects to get his account banned. So I try not to be much of a conspiracy theorist, but getting to the point where, you know, I after this happened, I spoke with several different Meta reps, either through Meta support, through having a verified account on a different page, and also just people that I've been connected with through social media, and they all said they reviewed the ban and that yes, it was a correct ban. So the fact that multiple people at Meta said yes, I am indeed a terrorist, or praising terrorist attacks or promoting violence against certain groups of people, I mean, I don't know what else it could mean besides that someone at Meta said something to get me taken down. I try not to make these claims without evidence because, again, I'm trying to be evidence-based, but it's like, you know, I'm kind of losing all other options here. If you have any other ideas, feel free to let me know. But it's entirely insane to me that people are so enraged to see a nutritionist talk about protein that didn't come from an animal that they feel the need to take him down. That or censorship has gotten so bad that nutritionists can't even talk about food on Instagram that doesn't align with our current administration's corrupt nutrition guidelines. What do you think of this? Why do you think he got banned? And who do you think was behind it? Let's see what some people were saying. This one popped up to the top because I clicked on it earlier. But let's see. Likely got mass reported, and I'm guessing they can appeal and get reinstated. No, I cannot appeal, and no, mass report would not get you banned immediately, no matter how many people reported you. That was what the Meta support people told me the first time this happened, so that kind of helped. This is a different video that I was talking about kind of what I just explained. I don't have any proof of this, but I'm sure RFK Jr. and others are assisting or allowing the meat and dairy industries to dismantle the plant-based food industries and their communities. I've had several people messaging me saying that they have seen a lot of weird things happening with RFK. We know that several of the people consulted for the new dietary guidelines have direct financial ties to the beef industry, even to Novo Nordisk, big pharma, big dairy companies, National Cattlemen's Beef Association. There's a lot of money coming from these groups. So who knows what could be happening? Again, I don't want to make any baseless claims, but one can think that when the majority of financial sponsors are coming from big beef, and the government starts doing things that are more in favor of big beef, like promoting more red meat, despite the fact that they don't change the saturated fat guidelines, but saying that whole milk and fatty steaks are healthy again. I don't know. Who's to say what really happened? Yeah, probably Meta usually reinstates accounts after a proper appeal. Hopefully he documents the whole thing too, would just add more fuel to his content. Well, I've been documenting it. I've been posting it on here. I've been posting it on TikTok. But again, no proper appeal. They do say that they're still looking at it, but who knows what that means. I really have no hopes because I've still also had 3 people say that it was a true ban, that it was correct. I don't know. Let's see. They can try to silence him, but the tide is turning. People are eating more plant-based. I did get a lot of positive reception as well. I didn't even realize, I was just watching his videos a few days ago, meat eaters were really salty because he started eating tofu. OMG, the horror. But to go and report it for terrorism is next level petty, all because he criticizes their favorite carnivore grifter. I do have kind of a theory that there are a few people, including those on YouTube, who I'm sure are going to see this video because their deranged fans are going to send it to them. But there's a few people who I know who have communities of viewers that really dislike me and that would like to have me gone because they disagree with me. But I feel like if you really strongly believe in something, with all of your heart, you believe it is true, then that belief should be able to stand up to the scrutiny of others, and you should be willing and happy to hear from people that you disagree with, because if what you believe is true, then it doesn't matter what others say, and if it's not true, well then, good, you've learned something and you shifted your opinion towards what is right. But so to have these groups of people come after me and try and take me down, all because they disagree with me, shows that they really don't strongly believe in what they say at all, and what their beliefs are really are just attached to their personality and their ego, and they can't stand that. Social media censorship is an issue. Fortunately, there's a solution. Put your content on multiple platforms. Yeah, but so it's especially hard to lose Instagram because it's so well suited for business. And I run a coaching business. I work with a lot of fat loss clients, people who want to get better fitness, people who've struggled with disordered eating in the past like I have. So it's hard to lose an audience that I've been building for a year of 171,000 people. And when I post on TikTok, I'm almost exclusively met with comments from people who disagree with me and really do not like me. So the lead generation is not great there, but hence why I'm on YouTube now, trying to talk to more people, kind of get this message out there. So people who post their stuff exclusively on one platform, commenting among YouTubers, are setting themselves up for getting their channels wrecked like this. But also, I don't think it's fair to have to diversify strictly because you can just randomly be taken down for no good reason. I don't think that's really a thing that should be an issue, especially when it is so commonly known that people are making their livings off of these social media platforms. So, yeah, I don't know. I only know this dude from TikTok. His account is live and well there. It indeed is, well, it's alive. I'll say that much. Almost certainly got mass reported. And saying that of all the violent people that mock vegans, this influencer got banned. Yeah, the people I've reacted to are telling you, the videos I react to are saying that you should eat raw meat and eat parasites out of it for your own health. They're saying you should inject yourself with urine. they're saying extremely harmful misinformation that vegetables are going to give you kidney stones and make your thyroid get cancer, all this kind of stuff. But here I am saying it's okay to, not fear food and to have processed foods every once in a while, and I'm the terrorist for that. Well, Zuck bent the knee. Okay, I'm not reading that. Get my live reaction here. Crazy used to follow him too. Used to. Did you unfollow? What happened? I wondered what happened. I've been commenting and posting on his videos, and a couple of days ago I hit post it and put a comment, and the profile was just gone. I assumed he removed it due to the bullying, but this is much more disheartening. Yeah, I was literally in the middle of reading through the comments on the most recent post right after I woke up when the account just got vaporized. So, yeah. He appealed, it got denied. They told him that they re-reviewed and it still went against their terrorism policy, so they refused to give him his account back. It's on a story today in his new account. Yeah, they told me it's gone. It's bye-bye. You cannot... So you could still see content on Instagram because I made a second account. That account got like 30-something thousand followers in a few days. But again, that also got banned today, I think. Actually, it was earlier today. Or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. When you're a little stressed, the days kind of get blended. But it was banned again for terrorism. And what is interesting about that is usually, if you have an account that gets banned, you make a new account, they recognize that it was you, they will ban you as an integrity ban, meaning you cannot try to bypass their rules in their system. But this ban, the second time, was not an integrity ban. It was once again a terrorism ban, meaning that they didn't even ban me because they recognized it was me. They banned me because they thought that my account was terrorism. Again, I don't know what to do about that. It's just kind of ridiculous. Is there more to this, or is this just what happens with RFK in power? Who knows? Influencers are losers, right? Where'd that go? Well, guess I'm a loser. Guess that's why I'm stuck in my room making YouTube videos now. Big industry protects itself. They have their own brand integrity divisions that protect their reputations. Just a word of caution, many vegans are right of center. If you want the movement to grow, please be inclusive. Don't be another reason to dislike vegans. Blah, blah, blah. So, let's see. Do you have some kind of proof this person existed? No, I don't exist. But, yeah, hopefully that kind of provides a little bit more insight on what was going on. So I'm going to try and post more on YouTube. It might be more videos like this of me just kind of walking through things with my face on screen like this in the corner. I'll probably do some more like vlog style stuff where I'm out and about doing things. But yeah, that's what's happening on YouTube. I just made an X account. I don't really see myself posting much on there. I still post on the TikTok account, and if I ever get Instagram back, I'll be posting on there again. But right now, they won't even let me make more accounts. I made another one today, and it immediately banned me. So that's what's up. Hopefully that gives you a little more insight into what's going on.